Check. 1, 2.
Hi, I'm Jackie, and I'm addicted to Survivor.
Hi, I'm Molly, and I'm addicted to Survivor.
And now the latest scourge on television, reality TV.
There's so much to unpack.
There is a
so
lot
much
to unpack.
unpack.
And I just watched it. I just finished watching it again.
So
I loved Couture celebrating at the beginning.
Oh, the celebration was just rude. Rude. They're like cheering like they overcame a giant, for goodness sake.
I mean, I cheered when Bruce left.
I didn't. I mean, you know, he wasn't Russell Hantz, for goodness sake. Why are you guys acting like you slayed the dragon and got rid of Coach? You know, he didn't deserve that kind of. Can you imagine how that guy felt?
Oh no. That's why I said like I would love to go on the Squid Game show, but I would never want it to air.
Exactly. So then they're standing around trying to figure out how. First, they're cheering about it. Then they're trying to figure out, how did we pull that off? What? You can't be happy about it if you don't even know how it went down.
Yeah, really, the only person that deserves to be happy about Bruce going was Emily.
But
and
she
her
shouldn't.
gloating about it fucked her over, I think.
Exactly. There was no need for her to spell out, lay out the recipe, pull out the drawings and, let me connect the dots for you.
Mm-hmm.
There was no reason for her to do that.
I understand her impulse there because I think she went in with like really low self-esteem for her gameplay strategically and then got that kick in the guts from Caleb at the beginning when she was kind of nasty. And so she felt like, oh shit, I did something good and wanted like the good girl for it, I think.
No. But that's still wrong in my opinion, because at the women's sanctuary, she was already getting her kudos.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't need to put icing on the cake that they already made for you.
Exactly.
So, I think that really affected everybody's opinion of her, and she did it in front of everybody.
Yeah, and she did it with this gleeful look on her face, and then she looked like stricken, like she shouldn't have done it.
Exactly.
She knew what she did. I feel like she probably knew that was the moment she lost it for herself. Because Julie obviously picked up on it immediately and went to talk to everyone.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and then we got like the biggest look into Couture's story than we ever have before. And knowing what I know now, the fact that they included the letter from her mom is even worse to me.
Exactly.
Like, wow.
Yeah. So for her, she's saying this is not a sad story. It's a story of redemption and resilience. And I like the way that she phrases things because she's not feeling sorry for herself.
Yes, agree. I like her a lot. I'm glad that she is one of my people. I'm a big fan of Couture.
Well, it was cute because when Jake says that hopefully the apricot is upset, and she's like, what's an apple cart?
He's a very good player. And I realize in this episode that there's 3 lawyers in the game, but only one of them is being honest about it. Only Jake has told people that he's a lawyer. The other 2 haven't yet.
Did Julie say anything? Or did
about
she
being a lawyer?
Yeah.
No, she hasn't let it on to anyone else. She went in about being secretive about it. Couture went in being secretive about it. And Jake is the only one who has been upfront about being a lawyer.
Well, Jake's an idiot, but
I don't know. I think that also is going to play into things somehow.
I don't think so. I don't. I I don't. So, okay, backing up a little bit, we've got the quote unquote showmance.
Yes, where they included a clip from Rob and Amber.
Isn't that terrible?
Yeah,
Because I think Dee is playing Austin like a fiddle.
I think next week's going to be the real test of that. I think, like, in my gut, I think Austin's probably going to go home next week. But they could do that dumb thing where, like, I'm going to hurt Austin by going after his ally, Drew. So, like, I could see it going either way.
Yeah, but he actually admitted maybe I'll find my Amber on the island. This is not Paradise Island, dude.
Mm-mm. Go on The
This is
Bachelor or some shit, buddy.
this is Survivor. You want
I
some
bet
nasty, stinky woman? Jesus, go on naked and afraid for that one.
she has, like, all of the Reba people, like, wrapped around her big toe, though.
Oh, I know, I
Like,
know.
like, completely wrapped around a few times. It's a big toe. She can do that.
That's why she's my number one.
I have, like, a top 3 now, but she's in there. I think there's, like, 3 people that I think have a good, clear chance at winning.
So we get to the journey.
Which I hate, of course, because there's too many journeys.
Why are we doing this? What?
Okay, I don't know why they included it as part of the game, but at the end of this journey is when I knew Emily was going home, because that was a complete story for Emily, and they didn't have anything to tell after that. Because the first episode started with Caleb and Sabaya going on a journey where they had to complete the same puzzle. They didn't complete it. They came back, and Emily thought they lied. So then her story ends by her going to do this journey with the same fucking puzzle, and she comes back, and everybody thinks she lied. So I'm like, that's it. Emily's gone. I don't know how it's going to happen this episode, but the minute they wrapped up that story for her, I was like, this is her last episode. I knew it from that point.
That's a good one. But still, I want a secret scene where somebody shows me how to do that puzzle.
Same. Even like I can't fucking remember who the player was, but I read one of the very smart players that was very good at puzzles, Fishback maybe, was like, I wouldn't even have attempted that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea. I can't even conceptualize how to begin solving that puzzle. But then I also have no visual memory, so.
Okay, so back to Jake.
Yes?
Okay, Jake and Katura are working on trying to make fire because they know it's going to come to that at some point, right? Okay, so you've got 2 survivors sitting there rubbing on flint, trying to get a spark. And then Drew walks up and says, "Are you guys starting to think about the end of the line yet?"
Drew.
And do you know what that reminded me of?
No.
There's a scene in Animal House when Flounder is at the frat house and he walks up to a bunch of guys playing poker and he's like, "Are you guys playing cards?" It's the same thing.
It is. And that like irrationally angered me when Drew did that. I was like, come on. Duh.
You guys thinking about the end of the line? He's got sand all over his face. I'm like, wipe your face off, man.
He's a mess. He's a mess. I wrote down that their shoes must be wet all the time. They have to give them 2 shoe options, right?
Well, I think they do have 2 pairs of shoes. I know on Australia, you always see them carrying the second pair of shoes on their backpack, right?
Yep.
But in this one, like when Emily went on her journey and she's walking from the boat to the shore, I'm like, girl, now your shoes are wet. What's wrong?
Yeah, that's what made me write it down, was watching her walk through that crystal clear water with her shoes fully on.
Because, would you take your shoes off and walk through the water, or
Oh,
are you
I definitely wouldn't. But then
right?
I also wouldn't be on a challenge where I would have to walk through water.
But that's the thing. It wasn't a challenge. So, would you risk maybe walking on some fire coral, or would you leave your shoes on?
No, I don't think I would leave my shoes on.
So,
Mm-mm.
so then the Julie snowball starts,
Yes.
and everybody wants Julie out.
And honestly, it's a good strategic move because she's a very good physical player and she's pretty good strategery, and everybody mama loves her, even though it doesn't seem that way because everybody seems to fake the mama love a little bit.
I don't know. I just think that it's really weird that you can't have it both ways. You can't have a trustworthy alliance and then let's get rid of one of the core people.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it's too early to do that. I could be wrong, but considering last week it was Bruce and now your next one is Julie, when you still have Jake to pick off,
Mm-hmm.
you still have Katura to pick off, which I guess nobody realizes how strong she really is.
No, I don't think they do. I don't think they do. I don't think they realize how smart she is either. And I think that is smart of her to be playing the way she has been, because it's not like she has been downplaying her intelligence so much. It's just
she's under the radar.
Yeah, she's not putting the spotlight on it.
Right. And I have to wonder whether or not she's not going 100% in challenges to not be ahead of the pack. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. That could be an interesting strategy. I like that for her.
Yeah.
As of right now, I think it's going to be her, Jake, and Dee in the final three. And I think that Katura is either getting a winner edit or a runner-up edit.
I can see that. But the fact that both of them are sitting there trying to make fire and neither one of them are getting anywhere with it.
That makes me think that they might end up going to fire against each other.
Because they did that.
Yeah.
Edit.
Like, I say a lot that I go by the editing, but I think it's more the storytelling, because I think about like why would they include, I think, the scene with Jake fainting unless either he gets medevaced late in the season or he ends up being the winner, and they need to justify like why Julie voted for him, why Kendra voted for him. Like that's why I'm going so hard for Jake, is because they include such weird shit from him that hasn't had a payoff yet.
Well, I think it's just to paint him as a buffoon.
I think that's a terrible
do.
way to make somebody look like a buffoon, though. You can't help it if you faint.
Yeah, everything else that he has done is buffoonery. Just, later on this episode, when he talks about how I'm also an acting coach and I've been playing the tree. What? No, trees have a purpose. You're not even the tree. No.
Well, he is a tree, because he's been offering shade in the form of of getting people's votes every week.
No, he's the bump on a log on a fallen tree. He's not the tree. He's terrible.
I still love him. I still love him. You know what I didn't love? I didn't like the immunity challenge.
Oh, you know what? Rope management was the total key there, and nobody had it.
No, and the rope ones, they drive me crazy. But I've never seen so many people go back so many times in a rope management challenge, I don't think.
Because they weren't taking the rope with them.
Oh, what idiots.
Right, but, okay, so you untangle the rope, and then you drop the rope, and then you start running. You don't know... They don't know that they're out of rope until they get to the furthest point.
Mm-hmm.
You would have... if you take the rope with you, and you're, like, halfway through the over under, and you're like, oh, okay, I need to go back now. You
Yep.
don't wait until you're at the end and try to stretch your arms out. Jesus.
That would have been a much better play for sure.
No,
And
I like that they got to the end and they're like, now I can't pick up the bags.
or retrieve their balls.
Right.
It was a comedy of errors. And I thought the reward, when they announced the reward, I thought it was very rude to the other people at camp.
No, the reward was stupid. DIY barbecue.
It's like they had a gift card to Costco and all the rewards
Right.
came out of that gift card. It is driving
Right.
me crazy. The rewards are such trash this season.
It was terrible because, first of all, DIY barbecue, okay, you're going to have hamburgers and hot dogs and soft drinks and blah, 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 blah. Okay, that's great. Did you show them cooking it? No.
No.
Did you show the hot dogs? No. Oh, did you have the Foley guy insert slurping noises when everybody was eating their Oh, yeah. We got plenty of money for that one. Oh, yeah.
And the Foley guy is a little bit overzealous this season.
That was disgusting.
It was. And I feel bad for all the other people that have to, the people that didn't win the reward at camp have to sit there and smell it.
Oh, by then they're probably immune to that kind of stuff. I
I
mean,
don't know. I feel like I'd smell a burger cooking and my stomach would go crazy.
so back to the challenge.
Yes, the challenge.
And you have to build that arch puzzle. So when he first said you have to build the puzzle to spell a word,
Mhm.
he didn't say it has to be on both sides. When
Right.
the first time he said it.
Right. But then
So-
he told Austin a couple times and Austin just wasn't listening.
No, because why would you at that point? You're trying to figure out what you misspelled in resourcefulness. You're not listening to Jeff. He should have said that in the beginning.
He should have. I wonder if he did and they just didn't air it to up the confusion about what happened at the end.
I don't know. But even if you watch when Drew first did it, he didn't have both sides either.
Mm-hmm. I saw that.
Yeah.
And honestly, it hurt my brain to try to even figure out how to make both sides match. But I'm sure with them in front of me, like, was both letters on the same side, and then you just had to make that doesn't work. Nope. Mm-mm.
No, because
I can't do it in my brain.
There's so many there's repetitive letters in that word.
Yes.
Some of them had certain one. You had to figure out how to arrange them so that the same letters were on both sides.
Okay. So it's not as always, my brain is overcomplicating things.
Yeah.
I didn't like it though. I didn't like it as a challenge. I do like the arch puzzles though. I think those are fun.
Oh no, those are terrible.
Mm-hmm. I like them. I like because it's like not just puzzling.
So Drew wins.
Yes, my guess is this will be his only immunity win.
And he has enough self-awareness to say, well, I'm kind of a goober around camp. Yes, Drew? Yes, you are.
Yes, 100%.
Pick one person to take with you to the burger slurping DIY food fest. Oh, and then pick another one. But the women got to pick 4.
Mm-hmm.
And he only gets the guys.
Yep. They made it a guys' night again.
Why?
I don't think he was thinking strategy at that point, which seems weird for Drew.
No, he was. Because first of all, he wanted Jake so that he could tell Jake that Julie is the pick.
Mm-hmm.
And then he wanted Austin to back him up.
Yeah.
And he didn't want the women there because he didn't know, he's not going to pollute that. information stream.
Mm-hmm. What did you think about Dee telling Julie?
I thought it was very smart of her. I thought it showed a lot of trust.
Yep.
I thought that it was the right move for her.
I think it's either going to be the game that wins or loses, the move that wins or loses the game for her.
I agree to an extent. Um, I thought it was more risky for Austin to tell Dee,
I agree with that as well. And I'm
but
honestly surprised he did.
I'm surprised he did. But it showed a lot of character on his part.
Mm-hmm. And it also showed that his feelings are probably kind of real for her, like as real as they can be in the situation that they're in.
Right, but it wasn't smart for Dee to tell Julie Austin is my number one.
Probably not.
Exactly.
Probably not. Because I can see Julie ruminating on that and getting super pissed off
Right.
and revengeful. But I can also see Julie and Dee teaming up to get rid of Austin, and like Austin getting pissed off at Dee. But I don't think he will. I think he'll forgive her. And I think he'll be understanding and be like, oh, she was just looking out for her friend, which is what she was doing.
And at one point, during that whole area of the show, I think they were showing Dee picking her fake fingernails off, and I was really grossed out by that.
I do not like watching people do that.
No.
It makes my shoulders immediately go up to my earlobes. And I don't like having fake fingernails because it feels like my hands aren't my own. It's the same thing with gloves, and I can't imagine just sitting there and picking them off like that. Ugh. I don't like that.
That's gross.
But then also, they've been out there 20 some odd days, and she's had fake nails this whole time doing all the jungle stuff. That's kind of impressive.
I don't know. Why would you go out there with fake nails anyway?
To catch a boy. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, but she's not doing that on purpose.
No, that just happened. Austin's kind of doing it on purpose. And then we get to tribal council, and Drew talks about Napoleon, but not Napoleon Dynamite.
I don't know why he has to pontificate and get so. And even Jeff said that's the shortest answer I've ever heard. Let's dig more into that. And Drew has, bring the shovel. What do you want to know?
Yeah.
Shut up.
Drew is like the opposite of Katurah in that, like, Katurah is not concerned with people knowing that she's smart. Like, she knows she's smart and she's just herself and confident about it. Drew needs people to know that he's smart. Like, he has a physical need for it.
But he's not.
Exactly. Well, if he were smart, he wouldn't have that need.
So they get up to the voting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you pick on the fact that it looked like Jake was trying to figure out how to spell Julie?
Yes.
He wrote J-U and then then wrote the L.
Maybe he was thinking about those Juul cigarette thingies that all the kids are doing or used to do. Oh, I wonder if Jake is a secret vapor. I hope not.
Then Emily says, as she wrote down Julie's name, if this doesn't work, you have my vote for $1 million. Mm-hmm. So that told me Emily knew she was probably going to go home.
Yep. I had the same way. I had the same feeling about Kendra. I think Emily knew. I think Emily knew when she clapped her hands over her mouth after telling about Bruce. I think she was like, I fucked myself. And I think she is smart enough to know that Austin would tell Dee and Dee would tell Julie. But did she know about Julie's idol? I don't remember. I don't think she did.
No, and who did know?
D, Austin, Drew. I think just those four. I think that's all who know. Because the jury didn't seem to have any idea.
No, and Dee gets the Academy Award
Oh my God.
because once she covered her mouth and her eyes got as big as Kendra's,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, girlfriend, you knew exactly how this was going to go down because you planned it.
She did such a good job. Like, I was so impressed with her performance at Tribal.
Exactly.
She was amazing. She was like, if she wins, I won't be mad about it. But I'm still going on my weird Jake, my weird Jake tip.
Oh my God. Okay. So as Jeff is snuffing out Emily's torch and she still has her grin and her stone face, right? No
Mhm.
real reaction. Thanks, guys. Great game. I'm voting for the best player. Blah, 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 right?
Mhm.
I didn't appreciate the fact that when she was walking out, you could hear her crying.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, why do you want to do a girl like that?
Yeah, they could have turned off her mic or muted it or whatever.
Yeah, that was just wrong.
Yeah, I read in her interview, like, of course, my assumption is that they would ask her back for another season, and then I read in her interview that she said that she would not go back if they asked her.
Wow.
Yeah, she said something like, "I'm glad that I did it, and it was a good experience, but I don't think I would go back unless the money was right." She said, and then they made a Squid Game joke, and she would probably be pretty good on Squid Game, honestly.
No, she wouldn't because they'd vote her out.
Yeah, because she's known now.
Right.
This is not Survivor related, but I'm going to say it anyway. I kept waiting for something at the end of Squid Game for one of the players to be like involved in production somehow, like it was in the miniseries. But that did not happen.
Well, that's what everybody thought Rick was.
Which one was Rick?
The old guy.
Oh yes, he was my number one suspect for a hot minute, and then I
Yep.
honestly thought but it was nobody. All right. So we said goodbye to Emily, and you're still rooting on D to win.
D's
And
my number one.
I'm not root. Jake is still my number one pick too for the aforementioned storytelling reasons. I think that Austin or Drew is going to be gone next week, or in some weird shift of everything, possibly D, but I really doubt it. All right. Do you think we did the thing?
We did the thing.
All right. I have been Jackie.
I've been Molly.
Stay tuned.